Hello, this is Juan Alzate, and this is the integrated skills activity. The first unit says, compare and contrast a morning person and a night owl. Explain why certain tips might be beneficial for both and why morning routines are important. First thing to say is that there are two kinds of people, the morning person and the night owls. Both of them are basically the opposite. The first group will be the morning persons. These kind of people tends to wake up earlier and feel more alert and comfortable, like performing all the work related things under the first part of the day. Then the other group will be the night owls, are basically the opposite. They doesn't feel that they don't feel like they perform that well on the early stages of the day. That's why they prefer like to have um, late shift works and or the denominated ones like graveyard. These kind of people tend to have like a less healthy lifestyle. Um, well, if you compare them to the to the morning persons. Also, another difference will be the peaks of energy because the morning persons feel like they have those peaks of energy or the ones that they perform better under the first stages of the day. And on the other hand, the night owls, like they feel the energy peak on the late stages of the day. Also, the other set says tips that might be beneficial for both. There are, well, I identified like two main tips that were given on the lecture and on the video. The first one will be the circadian rhythm, that is like a body internal clock that regulates the way that we sleep and wake up, that process. And also, it is very important because it also regulates the hormonal release and other body functions. This um, denominated clock is affected by the routines that we have on the day. All the changes that we perform, the changes of shifts, also impact this circadian rhythm. Okay, and the other tip will be like related to the routine and the importance of this routine because all the people have to have like kind of routine, obviously. In that way, we will be much more organized. But the tip that they give on both the video and the lecture, it says that we have to have the um, routine, but we don't have to be like time or have time that routine. Like we don't have to say, I have to wake up, then go bath, take a bath in 10 minutes, then get dressed in 5 minutes, and then head out to the work at 7:30 in the morning. No. The main idea or the main goal under these routines is like to make much easier the work for the self on the future. So the idea or the main goal is to just have organized the activity that we have to have, but not have them like time or under a timer. Because if we have it under a timer, we will be like going on a rush, and in that way, all the energy will drink or will be drained of our body on the early stages of the day and also it affects our performance on all the activities that we perform on the rest of the day. Also, the last recommendation or tip is to face all the difficult activities under the first periods of the day or the early stages of the day for both, for night owls and for morning persons. Because in that way, well, according to the video, it says that it is much easier for us to continue with the day as it progresses if we face all the difficult activities under the first half of the day. Why? It's basically our it's easy. It's basically because as we progress in the day, it doesn't affect that much of the day as if we have those problems at the end of the shift or on late stages of the day. Okay? Well, the second unit says, which type of person do you consider yourself according to the video and how this way of being has affected your life? So in the video, it states that there are three kinds of people. One are the night owls. The second are the morning persons, and the third kind of person is the one that doesn't feel like they adjust to any of both, or well, they doesn't feel affected by the nor the morning nor the night activities. So if I will have to say, I will say that I'm like the person that doesn't feel affected by any of this. But if it's a must that I would say between the morning person and the night owl, I would say that my like profile is much more likely to be a night owl due to the fact that, well, I do all the heavy work, I would say, on the afternoon and or on the night. Um, just like to give some context. I work on the day. I have my shift is from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Then after I get off shift, I usually go to the gym like from 4:15 to like 6 and a half. And then at 6 and a half, well, on the afternoon, on the night, I go to the university to take classes. So I get off class around 9, 9:30 p.m., like on the night. So yeah, all the heavy activities like mind related and also body related are on the afternoon and or on the night. So yeah, and how this way have affected my life? Well, I feel like there's a balance that you have to manage in order to keep or get things in order. Like I wouldn't be able to have like job and a study at the same time if I wasn't organized. So I will say that the way that this has affected my life is on a good way because I have comprehended and also learned so much about being responsible and also that, well, you have to keep in mind that you have limits on all the activities you cannot perform on the 24 hours on the day. So you have to like have your priorities, I would say, your priorities that will be obviously the studies and also, well, health related. I'm a night owl, but I don't feel like I adjust to the kind of person that they describe on the video because it says that the night owls are normally, well, tends to have like more health issues. I usually take much care of my health. That's why I go to the gym. So yeah, I would say that that's the way that it has impacted my life. The last unit of the integrated skills activity is about a case, and it says Baba Smith is a 23-year-old boy who is always having delays with tests at work and at college. He also spends a lot of time checking his social media. He does not like morning routines. Send him an argumentative and persuasive message with the intention of convincing him to have morning routines. You can use elements from the text and the video. So yeah, as it says that it's an argumentative text, um, if I have like a conversation with Bob, it wouldn't be like argumentative a text. It would be much more like a recommendation speech. So yeah, that's the way that I will proceed as a video. Okay. So first thing to say is that well, I will obviously talk to Bob like if he's a coworker of mine or if he's like a friend of mine. I will be like careful on the way that I persuade him to act. Like the objective is clear, is like to engage him to make like morning routines in order to have like all in control. So the things that I will say to him is like, hey Bob, like I've been watching you the last couple of days or weeks, and I've seen that you have like been struggling with like times of well You have been with delays on the activities and or the work that you have to send. So I would like to try to have a dialogue with him about the things that keep him busy, and also as he says that he works and study at college, so I will share my experience with him because it's a similar situation. I would say that that is like obviously that's not like an easy lifestyle. It has to have much sacrifices, and one of them is the time that you have to spend on other activities. So I would say that in order to have like your priorities first, you have to keep in mind that there are some activity that you have to like send to another place or just uh, well just take off of your routine. So first thing to say, I will say that share my experience with him about the activities that I perform the day and the way that having like a routine, not like a specific time for each activity, much like a list of activities to do, like they being in order, has helped me to become better and also like to achieve more um, on the life that I would like to have, right? Like I know that that is easy, that isn't like easy, and I'm not saying that you have to keep all under control. There are some activities that will be out of out of notice, and that's normal. But in the way of the possible, you have to like keep in mind that the time is not something that you can have much of. So you have to use and spend all the time that you have on the earth on activity that you would say that will help you in the future. So yeah, that would be like a much more like motivational message, and also well by sharing all the experience, I would say that that in that way he will like understand the importance of this of having a routine, also the benefits, the having more energy, also like keeping much control of your time, and the last one that I will say is the best is the way that you perform, like when you have all under control, it's much easier for you to like keep an eye on how you can progress and how you can achieve more objectives of yours. So yeah, that will be my recommendation to Bob. Bye.